Thank you, Jane. Hello, I'm Claire Summers. Welcome to Wales Today. Tonight's headlines. Cheaper fares for young people from today. 16 to 21-year-olds will pay just £1 for a single bus ticket. These students tell us it'll make a difference.
A lot of students have to worry about stuff which doesn't relate to college, like if they have money for food, if they have money for transport, and this is just taking away one of those problems.
To get to college, I take 2 buses to get there and then 2 buses home, so this is going to reduce my costs.
The scheme will be extended to under-16s from November, also tonight. A month-long police operation in Cardiff sees dozens of illegal e-bikes and scooters seized. One had no brakes but could travel up to 86 miles per hour.
People are buying batteries online, placing them on the bike, and then these batteries can do speeds that in excess of 50 miles an hour.
One of the biggest days of your life with so much pre-planned, but seamstresses tell us how weight loss jabs are reshaping the wedding dress industry.
I had a bride come in, already been on a weight journey, and then decided she was going on the slimming jabs. When she came for a final fit, I didn't recognise this young lady walking up the drive.
And the 14 puppies born while their owner was on holiday. We'll hear from the dog sitter who had the shock of her life when Tilly went into labour. Good evening. Young people in Wales can now travel by bus for £1. The price of a single ticket for 16 to 21-year-olds has dropped for the next 2 years following the budget agreement between the Welsh Labour government and the Liberal Democrats. The scheme is being funded with £15 million over 2 financial years. It'll be extended to under-16s later this year. With more, here's Alan Thomas.
On the first day of the new academic year, students across Wales, like here at Coleg y Cymoedd, were able to travel to college cheaper. From today, 16 to 21-year-olds can apply for a travel pass that'll give them access to the new scheme. Single fares now cost £1, while unlimited travel for a day costs £3.
I think it's a really important scheme for young people to encourage young people to use public transport at an affordable price. And obviously going forward, in November, we'd look to extend the scheme to 5 to 15-year-olds as well. And it's, again, a really good opportunity to get young people travelling by public transport and set some of those behaviours as a foundation for the future.
These students say that cheaper travel will make a big difference.
It's really going to benefit me because to get to college, I take 2 buses to get there and then 2 buses home. So this is going to reduce my costs of travelling, which means I'm able to focus a lot more on my studies than I was previously able to. And I also think it just is a better opportunity for students because it promotes the use of public transport, which is obviously more environmentally sustainable. But also it allows me to travel to not just college, but to part-time work and things like hobbies, and even just to socialise with my friends. I think is a really good option for students in Wales.
To be £1 is going to be revolutionary, not just for getting to college, but to get other places. For students and young people to get out and about, I think is so important because, especially after COVID, a lot of people need to get out, socialise, and they struggle to do this because of the cost. With a bus, £1 everywhere in Wales is going to help people so much with that.
I was spending half of my money that was for me, for my education, on just getting to the place where I can learn. So I think it's an incredible thing that they've been able to do, because for the people like me who maybe haven't got the same amount of money as everyone else, who've had help, they can actually use that money on something that, textbooks or more information for college, or even just going out and having a social life. It really would have been beneficial.
Around 40% of students at Coleg y Cymoedd are eligible to receive the Education Maintenance Allowance for young people from lower income families.
Ensuring that all young people across Wales have got access to education is clearly a big national priority, and in an ideal world that access would be free, just like it is in Scotland. But I think the scheme is certainly welcomed here within the college.
Young people in Scotland have been able to travel on buses for free since 2022, while parts of England have similar schemes to the one starting in Wales today, offering travel for £1.
It's been running in Manchester for some time, very similar scheme, £1 fare for young people with an identification card. And whereas in Wales, the value for money, as I say, was fewer than half of young people satisfied with that, in Manchester, it's more like 2/3 of people. So that has really given it a boost, made bus travel more affordable and more attractive.
The scheme will run for 2 years, and the Welsh Government say it'll be extended to include 5 to 15-year-olds from November.
An inquest in Haverfordwest has heard that a man who killed a 52-year-old woman in Pembroke Dock told police he was insane and needed help. 41-year-old Matthew Harris took his own life in prison shortly after being charged with the murder of Lisa Fraser in May 2022. Heledd Schofield reports.
Lisa Fraser, who was 52, was found dead at a home on Military Road in Pembroke Dock by police on the morning of the 13th of May 2022. She was married and had 3 children and had moved to Pembrokeshire with her family in 2003. She'd worked for many years as a care worker and had also been a cleaner. The man charged with her murder, Matthew Harris, was found hanging in his cell at Long Lartin Prison on the 27th of May and died a day later in hospital. The inquest heard that police had responded to a number of incidents of criminal damage in the Neyland area before armed police were deployed to Military Road in Pembroke Dock after an elderly driver was threatened by a man with a knife.
Sergeant Jamie Hughes told the inquest that the elderly driver, Carl Bierschenk, had been threatened by a man on Military Road, brandishing a large knife. He had told Mr. Bierschenk he was going to die. Mr. Bierschenk said he managed to reverse away from the man now known to be Matthew Harris and called the police.
When armed police officers arrived on the street, Matthew Harris walked out of Lisa Fraser's home with his hands up and told them he'd killed a Nazi at the property. He had blood on the soles of his shoes.
Armed officers were authorised to conduct an emergency search of the property. Lisa Fraser was found dead in a rear bedroom. She'd suffered multiple sharp force injuries. When Harris was arrested on suspicion of murder, he replied, "Guilty as charged."
When he was charged with the offences, Matthew Harris told police he was insane and needed help. The inquest here at County Hall in Haverfordwest is expected to last for 4 days.
A man has been arrested after police were made aware of a YouTube video in which threats were made towards people attending Merthyr Tydfil College. South Wales Police say they arrested a 21-year-old man from the Gwent area on Sunday evening. He remains in police custody. An investigation is underway and the college opened today as planned for the first day of the academic year. A man has been arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving after an 89-year-old female pedestrian died following a road traffic collision involving a recycling lorry in Llandudno. It happened on Brook Street. Police are appealing for anyone with information to contact them. The First Minister has been among those paying their respects at the funeral of the Caerphilly Senedd member, Heledd David, who died suddenly last month at the age of 47. Hundreds of people attended the service in Gelligaer. More now from our political editor, Gareth Lewis.
A proud Welshman, deeply rooted in the valleys and proud to represent the community he loved. The tribute from Welsh Labour to Heledd David, who was given a guard of honour by local RAF cadets. St Catug's Church in Gelligaer was full well before the service started. More than 100 people gathered outside to listen on loudspeakers. Mourners heard he was a unique man who had touched each of the congregation in his own unique way, and that today was a day for his life story to be told and celebrated. One of his childhood friends told the service that Heledd David had 4 key ingredients to his recipe for life, the most important of which was family. It's become abundantly clear over the past few weeks the regard in which Heledd David was held, not just by Labour, but by other political parties too. There will be a by-election in the Caerphilly constituency in due course, but that is not for today. Today was a chance for friends, for colleagues and for family to come together, to pay their respects and to remember him. Gareth Lewis, BBC Wales Today in Gelligaer.
135 illegal electric bikes and e-scooters have been seized in a month-long operation in Cardiff. Police and council officials worked together throughout August to tackle the issue in problem. One bike that was seized, which had no working brakes, could reach a top speed of 86 miles per hour. David Grundy reports.
It's a sound many people dread hearing, but these guys aren't out to cause trouble. They're here to stop it. Canton is one of 3 areas in Cardiff where a specific kind of antisocial behaviour is being tackled.
Busy streets like these are packed with people going about their daily lives, and motorised bikes are a real problem. Now the police are trying to do something about it.
For the last month, this operation's been tackling the use of illegal e-bikes and scooters. Working with Cardiff Council, it's about making the capital's streets and parks safer.
Some of our biggest complaints are from members of the public who are trying to enjoy the green spaces, but they're unable to due to this antisocial behaviour with these vehicles.
For an e-bike to be legal, its motor can't exceed 250 watts and must cut out when the bike reaches 15.5 miles per hour. But many of the ones seized in this operation have been modified, making them much more powerful and illegal. These are just some of the 135 illegal bikes seized in this operation by South Wales Police in the last month. Neighbourhood policing teams have been given more resources to try to tackle things like antisocial behaviour, theft and shoplifting.
What we are seeing is a lot of the bikes that have been converted. They're normal mountain bikes, and people are buying batteries online, placing them on the bike, and then these batteries can do speeds that in excess of 50 miles an hour.
Once the illegal bikes have been loaded up, they're taken away to be dealt with by the council.
So Dave, some of the stuff that was seized on Carriage Road East the other day ends up in here.
Yeah. This and many other containers.
So what have we got in here then?
So in here we got, as you can see, a huge amount of MPVs ready to be dismantled. We've got a couple there which you can see the motor's already been removed.
Some of the seized bikes have been fitted with extremely powerful motors.
Be dismantled. Can you see that orange e-scooter there, the one with the seat? That's 74 miles an hour, that one. So,
Pretty good haul then.
It's an incredible haul. You know, total of 135 over a month. Yeah. You know, and this is just one shipping container of many.
This is where they end up, and this is what happens to them.
The bike's batteries are removed so they don't explode when they're crushed. They are recycled, but the bikes are not. That's partly because of the sheer numbers that have been seized, but also because many of the illegal bikes have their power supply systems built into the frames. This is seen as the most effective way of keeping the bikes off the road for good, with a warning that more illegal and modified e-bikes will be seized in the coming months, and they will end up on the scrap heap.
There is plenty still ahead on tonight's programme. The dog sitter lost for words after Tilly, the dog she was looking after, went into labour and delivered 14 puppies.
And it's official, summer 2025 was the warmest on record in Wales and the driest for 3 years. More rain is needed and the first half of September is looking wetter than average with a risk of strong winds as well. I'll have the latest forecast.
Now, next tonight, it is said your wedding is one of the biggest days of your life, but with the joy comes the pressure for everything to be just right, including, of course, how you look. Well, some bridal businesses say weight loss jabs has left them no choice but to change the way they work. Seamstresses have told us they're seeing more women losing large amounts of weight in the weeks running up to their big day. Here's Megan Davis.
It was down the side seam and around the armhole.
In this workshop in Cardiff, more than 40 gowns a week are transformed into perfectly fitting wedding dresses for the brides of South Wales. And while Rhiannon Brown and her team can turn their hands to almost anything, dramatic weight loss has challenged them this year.
So obviously we've dealt with weight loss forever because lots of brides are on a weight loss journey. But in those cases, it's just been a few pounds, so we can manage that quite easily. But obviously with these jabs and drugs that are coming in now, brides can lose weight drastically, using stones within weeks. We can take dresses down 2 sizes comfortably, depending on the style. But once you start going over that, there's going to be a point where we can't alter the dress for the bride. If they come for their second fitting and it's like doing the first fitting again because they've lost so much weight, obviously we're going to have to charge for that.
So if it was coming in, I'd just pop the pin line in.
This year alone, seamstress Angie Smith from Wenvo has altered the dresses of 11 brides using weight loss medications.
It came to a head for me in May this year, and basically I had a bride come in, already been on a weight journey a year before, and then reached a bit of a plateau and then decided she was going on the slimming jabs. When she came for a final fit, I didn't recognise this young lady walking up the drive because she'd lost a lot of weight. So we'd wasted time there, which could have been given to another bride, or if we'd had the conversation, I probably would have planned the workload slightly differently. So what I do now is the bride comes to me, whether it be 12 weeks, 8 weeks or 6 weeks before the wedding, we get in the gown, we look at what may or may not need doing, then we'll put some pin lines in. I don't do anything for the next 4 weeks.
It's believed an estimated 1.5 million people are using weight loss jabs in the UK. And while some are available on the NHS, the demand for private prescriptions is soaring.
People taking these medications are seeing significant amounts of weight loss comparatively compared to previous medications that have been trialled for obesity. These are huge breakthroughs. My main concerns are people sourcing it illegally or sourcing it through channels that are unsafe. People that are taking not the correct medication or not the correct dose, that is so unsafe.
But for Rhiannon and her team in Cardiff, at the heart of the matter is good communication from the start of the process.
As long as brides are honest with us and tell us that they're on this journey, then we can put the fit-ins a bit closer to the wedding. Ideally, brides need to go on that journey before they even look at dresses to buy them, so that they've done all of that before they even get to us.
After a busy summer of altering tens of gowns a week, Rhiannon hopes she can continue to support brides as they strive for their dream dress.
Megan Davis reporting there. Now, it's been a busy transfer deadline day with news on that and the rest of the day sport. Here's Thomas.
Yes, Swansea City have been busy within the last hour or so, Claire. Plenty of deals to bring you. First to the national side, and Sorwa Thomas believes Wales can finish top of their World Cup qualifying group despite suffering a first defeat under manager Craig Bellamy in the summer. They face a long flight to Kazakhstan for their latest qualifier, a team ranked more than 80 places below Wales.
Team, but the fight that we can bring and the quality, you know, I think straight after that game, I think the country in itself gained a lot of respect from not just from Belgium, I think from every other country watching. It's massively open. Still think we'll still go win the group. You know, we've got to deal with Kazakhstan on Thursday, and for us it's just about taking game by game, really.
And this is where they're heading to. Astana, Kazakhstan's capital city, means a 6,000-mile round trip. The game is a long way from home, a few miles from the border with China, a logistical challenge requiring meticulous planning.
I think it's an 8-hour flight, so, and the service you're playing out there, they're all sort of excuses for us, but we're going in this fully focused, wanting to win that game and give a good performance. And every game in this group's important, but these are sort of the dangerous games where everyone's sort of overlooking Kazakhstan, but we're going in it fully focused, ready just to get the job done.
Wales are second in Group J, a point behind North Macedonia, while Belgium are third, 3 places further back, but with 2 games in hand. To guarantee their place at the World Cup next summer, Wales must finish top. Second place would see them contest the playoff. The long trip east will see Wales break new ground, playing in Kazakhstan for the first time. But it hasn't put off Wales's fans. 1,000 plan to make the journey as well. Yeah, what a trip. And you won't miss a moment of the action on the BBC. It's live here on BBC One Wales and iPlayer this Thursday. Kick-off earlier than usual at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's commentary for you too on BBC Radio Wales and Radio Cymru. Staying with football, and it's deadline day. Clubs have just, well, around 10 minutes to complete any signings before the transfer window closes. Well, the Wales midfielder, Ollie Cooper, has left Swansea City tonight to join Wigan on loan. And within the last few minutes, the Swans have completed the signing of Celtic striker Adam Eder for a fee believed to be £6 million. Elsewhere, Wrexham has spent £6.5 million on Coventry's Ben Sheaf, one of the Championship's best midfielders last season. while Cardiff City have signed Chelsea attacking midfielder Omari Kellerman on a season-long loan deal. Should Wales's 4 professional rugby sides be cut to 2? While the sides themselves are having their say, the consultation on the future of the region started today. Cardiff, Dragons, Scarlets and Ospreys are meeting with the Welsh Rugby Union this week, with its board expected to make a final decision in late October. The WRU has also launched an online survey tonight, inviting fans and others to have their say. And that's it from me, Claire.
Thomas, thank you very much. Now, imagine agreeing to dog sit your brother's Labrador while he's on holiday, and you end up helping to deliver no less than 14 puppies. Well, Rhian Boxall agreed to look after the very pregnant Tilly, who wasn't due to go into labour until Wednesday. Jennifer Jones has been to meet the surprise new arrivals.
They may be tiny, but these puppies in Beddau are big news. That's because the average Labrador litter is around 6 pups. But proud mum Tilly gave birth to no less than 14 little ones. And it all happened when her owner Marion had left his sister Rhian in charge.
Everything's looking good.
He reassured me that the puppies would definitely not be coming when he was on
you'll
holiday.
be fine. And then I was wrong, yes.
Then last Wednesday, Rhian's husband noticed a change in Tilly.
He found her under the spare bed, sort of clawing away as if she was nesting. And that was quite a clear sign. And he sent the video then on to my brother to say, not sure what's happening here. Should we worry?
Yes. I was shocked then when I had a call later on a video message. Well, it was FaceTiming with me when the first one actually came out.
In the few days building up, I'd sort of Googled loads of things, but mine had given me numbers for the emergency vets as well. So I rang those quite a few times, saying, is this normal? Should I be worried?
Tilly also had one of the pups in the back garden.
We heard a little noise. I put the torch on. There was this little puppy walking across the garden in the dark. Shock of my life. Grabbed him immediately, took him to her and rang the emergency vets again. And they said to wrap him in a towel and to hold him close to me and have a hairdryer. And then we brought his temperature up and then eventually gave him back to her.
Sadly, 2 of the puppies didn't survive. But Tilly has her work cut out nursing 12 healthy babies. And Rhian's children, Nia and William, have been helping out too. So how did Marion thank his sister?
I brought her a big bottle of gin. and she decided that they're going to have a puppy as well.
As this little litter grows, a gentle reminder to anyone agreeing to look after a pregnant animal. The due date is just a guide, and your pet sitting may be more eventful than you'd bargained for.
Just adorable. Right, time for the weather now. And this summer was the warmest since records began in 1884. Well, Derek is here and has been looking through the stats. Hiya, Derek. Tell us more then.
Hi there, Claire. Yes, Noswetha, good evening. Yes, the Met Office confirmed today that summer 2025 was indeed the hottest in Wales since records began, with a mean temperature of 16.06 Celsius. Now, this figure is an average of daytime maximum and nighttime minimum temperatures across the 3 summer months. It just beat by a small margin the summer of 1995. This is the top 10 list of the hottest summers in Wales. 1976 now in 5th place, and 5 of the warmest summers have occurred since 2000. And because of climate change, we can expect more extreme weather and more heat waves in the future, along with more droughts and wildfires as well. Now, in terms of rainfall, you may be surprised to hear it was only the driest summer for 3 years. Normally in Wales, August is the wettest of the summer months, but this year it was June with 114 millimetres of rain. Now, it was very dry through the spring months, and the 6-month period between February to July was the driest since the hot and dry summer of 1976. In terms of sunshine, we had lots of that, and it was the sunniest summer since 2022. So we do need more rain, and the Met Office long-range forecast for the coming 3 months, the autumn season, suggests it will be more likely warmer and wetter than average overall, with a greater risk of seeing some strong winds at times. Now, back to tonight, and a few more showers to come. Hit and miss, but if you catch one, they could be heavy. Some clear spells and dry weather as well. The wind easing with lowest temperatures 10 to 13 Celsius. So the weather pattern is now looking more unsettled compared to recently. We've got the jet stream on our doorstep with fronts moving in from the Atlantic. So tomorrow then may start off dry in Welshpool and Wrexham, but showery rain will spread northwards during the morning. This could be heavy in places. As we go through the afternoon, it should turn dry and a bit brighter, but still a few showers about, and they could be heavy. Some sunshine developing in Pembrokeshire later. Lighter winds tomorrow, the high around 19 Celsius. Tomorrow evening, any scattered showers will fade away, dry for a while, but it won't last. Rain will spread northwards during the early hours, some heavy downpours likely. Heavy rain to start Wednesday will clear to sunny intervals and showers. Some of the showers could be heavy and thundery. There's a risk of strong winds in the south and west as well. And on Thursday, we've got more showers. Again, some of them heavy with a risk of thunder, but hopefully it will turn drier and brighter later in the afternoon into the evening. Beyond that, well, Friday and Saturday look drier and brighter, but make the most of it. There is more rain on the way. The first half of September looking wetter than average. Claire.
Derek, thank you very much. Now, before I go, a reminder of our main story tonight. Young people across Wales are now able to access £1 single bus tickets as part of a new scheme piloting cheaper fares. The scheme, which is being funded with £15 million over 2 financial years, will be extended to under-16s later this year. And that is Wales Today. I'll be back with an update after the 10 o'clock news for you. But for now, from all of us on the team, thanks for watching. Enjoy your evening. Goodbye.